25. I wanted to start off by highlighting an international star of the late 1800s, Amanda Berry Smith. Amanda Berry Smith was enslaved when she was a young girl, but her father was able to raise the money and purchase her freedom along with the rest of the family. And they settled in Shrewsbury. Her father was a conductor on the Underground Railroad, an African-American conductor on the Underground Railroad, a very dangerous thing to be doing. And she lived in the household and helped people as they were coming north seeking their freedom. She moved away from York, I guess probably in her 20s. She moved to Columbia, and she had a very spiritual revelation. All her life she had been fighting back and forth with whether or not to be godly, a Christian, if all of this was real. And she was given enlightenment or earned the enlightenment in Columbia. But after that, she became an international evangelist, just helping people all over the world, going to India, and just the stories of her empathy, her understanding for people, and her love of people, it spread around the globe. And so I just wanted to share this. I wrote in there, Google Amanda Berry Smith, because there's so much to tell you I couldn't tell you here today. But it's just another example of our history here in York. And again, I want to really emphasize that this is our history. It's everybody's history. Yes, folks talk about Black History Month because honestly, that history didn't really get into our books very often. We have multiple very famous people from York that were never given the credit to be famous. They were famous in their day, they were famous among their peers, but they weren't remembered in our textbooks or in our schools. So if you are interested, take the opportunity. Amanda Berry Smith. It's just an amazing, amazing woman that came from right here in York. She was, again, she was brought up from Maryland when she was very young, spent much of her youth growing up in Shrewsbury or around Shrewsbury. Spent time in York, spent time then in Columbia, and then became just impacted the entire world. So if you get an opportunity, Amanda Berry Smith. We've got some great activities. It's kind of a short list today, but some really good stuff. My friend Mark Rhodes and his wife Val from Mark and Val Wines are doing an urban winemaking class tomorrow night from 6 to 7:30 at the York History Center. So the New York History Center on Pershing Avenue at the old steam plant. You know it by the giant tower sticking up. If you don't know it otherwise, 121 North Pershing. So I'm sure that will be very interesting, making wine, how to make wine basically in your kitchen, in your basement. I used to do that with making beer a long time ago. So that should be very interesting. Also, this is something that when I read this is absolutely amazing. So I read this book quite a while ago, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. And it is a book about a young person with autism and how they are kind of pushed into the world and trying to figure out how to live with their sensory sensitivities. So, you know, people with autism sometimes, and it's very different for each person, but sometimes they're very sensitive to sounds or light. And so obviously our society is full of bombardment of lights and sounds. And so they have an extra sensitivity. So it really like just hits them in waves and to the point that they can hardly focus on anything else. And so that's something important to understand about autism. But this book really, really goes through almost in the first person so that you experience these things. But this is very interesting. At Dream Rights, there's an actor who's preparing for an upcoming play on this book, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and children and teens on the autism spectrum can help the actor prepare and work with the actor to prepare for this upcoming play. And that's Wednesday from 3:30 to 5. So it both helps the young people to learn more about acting, and it helps the actor get more of the perspective of the young people that are on the spectrum. There is a requested donation of $10 because it is a lesson for the young people. But this sounds just like an amazing experience at Dream Rights, and that'll be on Wednesday from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. Dream Rights at the end of West Philadelphia Street, 100 Carlisle Avenue. The Martin Memorial Library continues to provide a space where service providers are coming in with all kinds of services to help us here in our community. And the Here For You series brings us on Thursday the affordable housing advocates to so that you can learn more about local affordable housing options. As we know, we're in a housing crisis. It's very difficult to find affordable housing, and the affordable housing advocates are there on Thursday from 10 until noon to talk to you about how they can help or how you can better navigate the way to find affordable housing in this difficult market. Friday, Valentine's Day, Friday after dark, there's a new series of music over at the York College Center for Community Engagement. And I see that my friend DJ Smash is going to be there on Friday. And that's Friday from 7 to 10. So there's free karaoke and desserts for Valentine's Day. So that looks like a great opportunity and a fun time in a beautiful venue. That's 37 West, wait, that's not right. Scott, you're going to have to check on this one. So this says Center for Community Engagement, but the address is actually for Market View Arts. So we have to, can you check on that book that I just showed you? Right, nope, right in front of you. There's a little magazine. What does it say? Market View.
37 West Philadelphia.
Okay, that's not the Center for Community Engagement. That's Market View Arts. So anyhow, the link is there. You can check to make sure. But yeah, so the address that I'm given here is Market View Arts. So I would try that first. And that is a very cool venue. The third floor is just amazing open space. And that's Friday night. Sunday for Black History Month films, the Red Tails, the story of the Tuskegee Airmen is playing at the Appel Center at 3 o'clock, and that is free. And we are also inviting some special guests, some of the family of one of the Tuskegee Airmen from York. And the story, his story is sad. He was, one of these first African Americans that was brought in as and given training to be a fighter pilot to defend the United States. And tragically, he died in a crash before he was able to go over to combat. I mean, any death is tragic. But he was one of the Tuskegee Airmen and is buried right up at Lebanon Cemetery in North York. So it's a great opportunity, again, to learn more about York history and how York history is American and world history. So again, 3 o'clock, that's a free movie at the Appel Center. Finally, next Monday is President's Day. York City Hall is open. York is open for business on Monday, but don't forget things like banks and post office. Those things are closed on Monday for President's Day. So, as always, lots going on in York. Very cool stuff, very educational. From the educational to, learning about making of wine. Sounds like it's educational and some good fun as well. But all kinds of good stuff happening here in York, and hope to see you around the city. Have a good one.